Okay, time for chapter 11 of The Girl Who Speaks Bear by Sophie Anderson and illustrated by Kathrin Honesta and published, of course, by Usborne. Thank you, Usborne. End of the last chapter, end of chapter 10. Yanka was trying to rescue this elk out of the water. Elk called Yuri. Somebody's house is helping. She turns around to see who that person is who's trying to help the elk, and she realises it's Sasha, her friend from the village. Chapter 11, The Rescue. I came looking for you, Sasha snaps, and I frown, confused by his annoyance. He loops the rope around Yuri's neck and under his front legs again. They wouldn't let me join the search party, so I... Search party? My head whips around in panic. I don't want a group of villagers finding me and taking me back. I have to make it to the bear cave and discover my story. They won't have got this far yet. Sasha glances up from the knot he's tying. They were still gathering supplies when I left, and I've been skiing along the riverbank much faster than they're going to travel through the forest. The current swells and tugs at Yuri, and he thrashes against the ice. He kicks Sasha's wrist by accident. Sasha isn't hurt, but the rope falls from his hands. I lower my arms further into the river to tighten my grip on Yuri. Icy water trickles into my sleeves and I grit my teeth against the cold. You shouldn't have come looking for me, I grumble. I can take care of myself. Well, of course people are going to come looking for you. Sasha picks up the rope again, resumes tying a knot. His movements are quick and jerky. You went into the forest alone at night after you'd been injured. What were you thinking? The anger in his voice bites like the icy water. Sasha's never been angry with me before. I groan and try to lift Yuri, but he doesn't budge. Sasha finishes tying the knot and pulls the rope taut. It digs into Yuri's flesh and he lets out a high-pitched wail. Don't cry, I whisper into his ear. I know it hurts, but we are trying to help. I grip Yuri and I pull as hard as I can while Sasha tugs on the rope, but Yuri still doesn't rise. This isn't working. Maybe if we both pull the rope? Sasha edges towards me to make it easier for me to grab the rope, but I don't want to let go of Yuri even for a moment, in case Sasha can't hold him on his own. I shake my head. I just need a better grip. I lean deeper into the water until it sloshes over the front of my coat and trickles between the buttons. I gasp at the cold, but I manage to reach my arms further around Yuri's chest. Strength surges through me, and Yuri rises as I pull, but then the ice under me tilts and dips. Watch out! Mousetrap squeaks in my ear as a crack opens between me and Yuri. Yuri screams as he crashes fully through the ice. A wave of freezing water splashes over my face, and for a moment I can't see anything but bubbles and light. Yuri slips from my arms, and before I can reach him again, a current grabs him and whooshes him away, a dark blur beneath the frozen surface. The rope burns through Sasha's palms and he yells in pain. I leap to my feet and I run after Yuri across the frozen parts of the river. Stop, Sasha shouts. You're going to fall through the ice too. But saving Yuri is all that I can think about. I pick up speed, moving across the bluer, thicker ice until I'm ahead of him. Then I choose a place where the ice is thinner. I lift a foot and I smash it through the crust. The ice cracks. I hit it again and again until a hole opens, and then I drop to my belly and I plunge my arms into the hole right up to my neck. I'm so focused on the outline of Yuri flowing towards me that I don't even feel the cold. He slams into my arms and I wrap them around him, lock my fingers tight together and heave, but he's too heavy. The current drags him away. I roar with the effort. Blood and heat surge into my face, but I can't pull him from the water, and I feel myself slipping and sliding into the hole. Sasha appears at my side. He lowers his arms next to mine. He grabs Yuri too. With both of us struggling together, gradually Yuri emerges, but his eyes are glazed over, and he is worryingly still. I think he's dead, Sasha whispers as we pull Yuri's back legs onto the ice. I shake my head, my eyes burning. He just needs to warm up. I grab Yuri's chest and rub his chest, and I move his legs up and down, trying to get his blood flowing. He asked me to help him. He told me his name, and he calmed down when I held him. He already feels more like a friend than most of the people in the village. He can't be gone. Sasha lowers his face to Yuri's snout. He's not breathing. My vision blurs. I should have been strong enough to save him. I thump Yuri's chest. The ice beneath us wobbles. We need to go, Yanka. It's not safe here. But I carry on pummeling, trying to wake Yuri's heart. My fists pound into him. The ice beneath us splits. A crack spreads in a jagged circle around Yuri, in between me and Sasha. "Come on!" Sasha shouts, but I can't take my eyes off Yuri. There must be a way to save him. The crack widens. Water surges into it. I look up at Sasha in desperation. But he is staring at my feet with their thick fur and long dark claws. Above them, my skirt is wet, clinging to my legs, revealing their new size and shape. Sasha's face pales, his forehead crumples, and with that look, everything changes. Any lingering desire I had to return to the village rushes away, because Sasha, my only friend, the only person beside Mamoshka who always treated me like I belonged, is now staring at me the same way that everyone else stares at me. Like I don't fit. My world shatters. Mamoshka's too wide smile, Sasha's look of horror. If the two people I love react like this, how would the rest of the village react? I wouldn't be surprised if they screamed and drove me back into the forest the way they drive any bears back that wander too close to the village. I don't belong in the village or with people at all. I never have, and like this I never will. My face smoulders with shame and disappointment and a million other emotions that I don't understand. I roar as loud as I can from the depths of my lungs, and the great thunderous rumble of an angry bear echoes along the river. "Yanka, please!" Sasha reaches my hand. "Come with me, I want to help." For a moment my fingers twitch towards his, but it's a hopeless wish for something already gone. I've changed too much, and everything between me and Sasha, and me and Mamochka, and me and whatever life I had before is gone. I reach up to check Mousetrap is still curled around my neck, and then I smash a foot into the crack between me and Sasha, and I push hard. The great chunk of ice that Yuri and I are on breaks free, and the current pulls us away. "Yanka, what are you doing? Wait! Stop!" Sasha surges up as if he's going to leap onto the floe with me, but I'm too far away already. He sprints after me along the riverbank instead, but the current speeds me away faster than Sasha can run. I sit, paralysed by the realisation of what I've done. There's no turning back now. My stomach lurches as the ice floe tilts and sways. It speeds me across the river and around a bend. Sasha is left on the other side, his arms loose at his sides. I swallow back the urge to shout for help. Another twist around the bend, and Sasha disappears behind the trees. All the cold comes at once. I'm drenched right up to my neck. I grab onto Yuri as the floe pitches sideways. He groans, and then coughs, and water sprays from his mouth and nose. "You're alive!" I hug Yuri's woolly neck. He rolls his eyes up at me and shivers. "We need to get off this thing." I look around, desperately trying to think of a plan, but we're sailing far from the shore. There's nothing I can grab onto to pull us closer. Mousetrap runs down my arm and leaps onto Yuri where the rope is still tied around his neck. "Could you use this?" I try to untie the knot, but my fingers are too frozen to feel the rope in my hands. "Here." A moment later, Mousetrap drops a frayed end into my lap. He's nibbled through the rope. I thank him, although my teeth are chattering so much I'm not sure he understands. We swerve towards another bend. On the far side of it, a thick branch overhangs the river. I gather up the rope in my arms and I flex my hands. Blood flows into my fingers, making them sting like nettle burns. I hold my breath until we're almost directly underneath the branch, and then I fling the end of the rope into the air. It flies over the branch, but tangles in a clump of frosty twigs. I growl in annoyance because the twigs don't look strong enough to hold our weight. The floe slides under the branch. The rope lengthens, then pulls taut. Twigs snap, the branch creaks. We swing sideways, making Yuri slip towards the water. I grasp his neck with one hand, I hold the rope with the other. For a sickening moment I think we're going to flip into the river. But then we pick up speed and swerve towards the bank, smash into the shore. "Quick, get up!" I shout. Yuri struggles onto his front hooves. The floe tips as he scrambles off. He lands in a heap, chest heaving, his back legs dangling in the river. I rise to my feet, lose my balance, and skid into the icy water up to my waist. I brace myself for the cold, but the fur on my legs protects me from the worst of it. I dig my fingers into the frozen earth, and with a great heave, I pull myself up. "Mousetrap!" I gasp. "I'm here!" His whiskers tickle my ear. I lift Yuri's back legs out of the water and push him under a pine, where low boughs have shielded the ground from snow. Then I collapse against him to catch my breath. I pull my coat tight against my chest, but it's soaking wet and I shiver hard. "You need to get dry and warm." Mousetrap leans over my face. "You can't rest now." But I'm so cold and tired that I close my eyes, and I can't help falling asleep. When I wake up, it's dark. I'm frozen numb. "Thank God," Mousetrap chirps into my ear. "I've been trying to wake you for hours. We have to go." "What's wrong?" I wheeze. Ice cracks on my lips. "Wolves," Mousetrap hisses. "A whole pack of them, circling closer. I think they're after your elk." Oh, that was the end of chapter 11. So we will leave her numb with cold and surrounded by prowling wolves with only a weasel for help. And I will see you again soon for another chapter. But right now I have to say goodbye. See you soon. Look after yourselves. Be kind.